Okay, so today we're going to be talking about transformations of functions. And specifically, we're going to be looking at just linear equations and transformations in function notation and rewriting that, describing that transformation, and then writing it as a new equation. Anytime we're dealing with function notation, remember we're given a name, such as f or g or something like that. And then we have basically our input spot, which has an X or something like that inside of it. Now, with transformations of functions, basically our two biggest transformations are going to be vertical and horizontal transformations. Okay, so basically, when you are given a vertical transformation, it is always going to be outside of your parenthesis. So you're going to be adding or subtracting outside your parenthesis and some number, and that's going to give you a vertical transformation. And with vertical transformations, I should have written this somewhere. Let's pull out a blank paper. So with vertical transformations, let's write this again. Plus or minus some number. This is going to be a vertical transformation. Okay. And then if it is inside the parentheses, so plus or minus some number, this is going to be a horizontal transformation. Okay, so that means it's going to go left or right. Out here means it's going to go up or down. So when we're talking about vertical, if you add, you are going to go up. Okay, so if you add outside your parenthesis, it's going to move your function up on the graph. It's going to go up however many spots that you are adding. So if you're adding 5, it's going to move your whole graph up 5 spots. Okay, and then if you subtract, you're going to go down. Okay, so again, if it's outside of the parentheses there, it's going to just go to the outside term, and it's just going to go move your graph down however many spots you are subtracting. Now with horizontal transformations, this is inside the parentheses. So horizontal, basically it's something that's happening to your input. So anything that is plus or minusing to the x is going to be a horizontal transformation. And it's going to work the opposite of what you would think. Because normally on the graph, when you add, you go to the right. And when you subtract, you go to the left, right? Because positive direction on the x is to the right. Minus direction on the graph is to the left. But when we're dealing with input into the equation, it actually has an opposite effect. Okay, because what ends up happening is if you add numbers to your input, it means that it occurs sooner than it would have. So it's going to actually move it to the left than it would have otherwise been. So if you are adding with horizontal, so inside the parentheses, if you're adding, it's going to go to the left that many spots. And then if you are subtracting, it is going to go to the right that many spots. Okay, so you just got to think of it in terms of up, down, left, right. Okay, and with vertical, so if it's outside the parentheses, it's going to go up or down. If it's inside the parentheses, it's going to go left or right. So let me show you some examples of that. And we're going to have a lot of examples on your assignment. So this hopefully isn't as confusing because you've been exposed to it before. But I'm just going to do a real quick video on this for today. So for your transformations here, we have, let's start with one, just as one. So right here, we see f of x plus 4. Our original equation is 2x minus 6. So what it's saying is it wants me to take f of x and add 4 to the end of it because it is outside the parentheses. Okay, so if I were to take f of x, which is 2x minus 6, and just add 4 to the end, combine like terms, 2x minus 6 plus 4, the negative 6 and 4 like terms, my new equation is going to be 2x minus 2. Okay, and if you think about it, that means your y-intercept just moved up 4 spots. So everything on your graph is going to shift up 4 spots. So this is a vertical transformation up 4. Okay, so again, I added outside the parentheses and it went up 4 spots. Okay, so that's all I have to do. Those are my 2 answers for this section, for this problem. The new equation and then the description of what happened, it went up 4 spots. Okay, let's look at the other one that just has one transformation. So this one has f of x minus 4 in the parentheses. So remember, with horizontal, if it's inside the parentheses, it's horizontal. And if I subtract, I'm actually going to go to the right that many spots. So I know it's going to go to the right 4, so I'm just going to write that down. Now, when I set up this equation, I'm just going to plug this into the input spots because this is in the parentheses, which means it's part of the input, right? So instead of being just x, which is what it was originally, it's x minus 4. So I'm going to have that 2 still there. But then instead of just x, I have x minus 4. And then I still have that minus 6. Now, I'm fine with you guys just stopping right here. Nebeker might want you to distribute and then simplify, but this is where I want you guys to stop so you can actually see the horizontal transformation still in the equation. Okay, so I'm just going to stop right there. Okay, so that was a right 4 because I subtracted 4 to the input basically. And let's look at one that has multiple transformations. So if I look at this one, it has a plus 2 in the parentheses and then a minus 1 after the parentheses. So let's set this up in my equation. So 2, and again inside the parentheses, so I'm going to replace the x with everything in the parentheses. So it'd be x plus 2. And then I still have the minus 6, and then that minus 1 just goes at the end. Okay, and then when I simplify that, again, I want you guys to just leave that stuff in parentheses there, but you can simplify everything outside of it. So it'll be 2 times x plus 2. And then negative 6 and negative 1 are going to become negative 7. And when I think about what happened here, I added inside the parenthesis, which means I went to the left that many spots. So I went left 2. Okay, and then I subtracted 1 out of the parenthesis, which means I went down 1. So left 2, down 1. There are your answers for that problem. Left 2, down 1. Okay. And then let's do just one more, so hopefully you guys get it. So again, still using this equation, 2x minus 6. Everything in the parentheses just replaces the x, so it's going to be 2 times x plus 1. And then I have a minus 6 and then a plus 6. So when I combine those at the end, it's just going to become 2x plus 1, and then those would cancel out, becoming 0. Okay, but then let's describe what happened. So I added 1 in the parentheses, which again means I went left. So I went left 1. And then I added 6 afterwards, which means I went up. So I went up 6. There's my answers for that problem right there.